Hello friends, my name is Jacob Richkonda and I studied in Turkey with the Yes Abroad program from 2015 to 2016, and today I get to answer 15 questions in honor of the 15th anniversary of the Yes program. So I'm going to hop right on in with question number 1, what are you doing now? I'm currently a junior majoring in animal science at Oklahoma State University, and I'm also involved in animal nutrition research that happens on our campus. Question number 2, how did your Yes Abroad experience help lead you to where you are now? I would say that Yes Abroad really made me a more adventurous and confident person, and that's really come in handy as I've gone out of state for school. I'm originally from California, and so moving all the way to Oklahoma for college seemed really daunting and stressful, but I've already been able to adjust to life as a student in Turkey, and I've learned how to be flexible in situations that put me outside my comfort zone, and so I really thank Yes Abroad for that. Question number 3, what are your plans for the next year? This year, I'm going to be a senior, and I am excited to be able to graduate, but also a little bit stressed out with applications for internships and jobs and all that kind of stuff post-graduation. Question number 4, what are your long-term plans after that? After graduation, I hope to go into the Peace Corps or go into grad school and research sustainability in animal agriculture. Food insecurity is still a really big issue in our world, and so I want to be a part of the group of people that helps develop sustainable solutions to the problem. Question number 5, describe your Yes Abroad experience in 3 words. I would say that living in Turkey was exhilarating, paradigm shifting, and at times really comical. Question number 6, what's one thing you didn't bring on program but wish you had? I would have to say peanut butter. I realized as Christmas rolled around and I wanted to make some cookies for my host family that I couldn't find peanut butter anywhere in my host community. And so I would say that if you know that you want to use peanut butter in some recipes while you're on exchange, I would bring that with you. Question number 7, describe your host family in 1 word. I would have to say they were hilarious. Going into exchange, I was so nervous that my host family wasn't going to have the same sense of humor that I did, but it was really great being able to feel like I was a part of their family and be joking around with them too. Question number 8, what's your favorite word in the language that is spoken in your Yes Abroad country? My favorite word is inshallah, which is actually stemming from Arabic, and so a lot of the other Yes Abroaders might have heard it, but it means God willing in English, and I just thought that that was a really neat word in the Turkish language. Question number 9, what is your proudest moment since coming home? My proudest moment came as I spoke about my Yes Abroad experience to a group of high schoolers at the Oklahoma State Student Council Convention. It was really great being able to stand up in front of a bunch of people and talk about my experience and how my perception of Muslims and Muslim countries really shifted while I was in Turkey with Yes Abroad, and so I'm really grateful that I was able to have that opportunity and kind of combat my fear of public speaking. Question number 10, what is a smell or sound you miss from your host country? As many Yes Abroaders can probably relate, I really missed the call to prayer that I heard 5 times a day in Turkey. When I first showed up to Turkey, it was a really new and exciting thing, but then I realized that it became so normal in the day-to-day, and I really began to miss the call to prayer when I left Turkey. Question number 11, what is something you started doing on Yes Abroad that you still do now? My roommates will make fun of me when you open up my cupboard in the kitchen. It's completely filled with tea, and tea is something that I started drinking when I was in Turkey because Turks love their tea, and so yeah, that's really carried on into my life today. Question number 12, what was a challenge you overcame during your time on Yes Abroad? As many Yes Abroaders can probably relate to this too, the language barrier was a really hard thing when I first arrived, and I really only knew how to say hello, thank you, and I could count from 1 to 6 in Turkish. But I started school at a Turkish public high school, and all my classes were in Turkish, and so it was really hard at first, not understanding anything that was going on. But I really found learning Turkish language to be the most rewarding thing. As you know, my friends and my host family would come up to me and say, "You've learned so much, you've gained so much vocabulary, like it's really been incredible," and so I've really felt that learning Turkish was one of the most rewarding things from exchange. Question number 13, what piece of advice would you have for your former self on program in your host country? I would tell my former self to put down the phone and not be closing myself in my room, because the time that I wish I had more of while I was in Turkey was the time that was spent with my host family and with my host friends. And internet was a great way to be able to connect with my friends from school, but I would say that it's definitely best to limit yourself and be able to spend time with the people around you in your host community. Question number 14, what's one life lesson you took away from Yes Abroad? I think the biggest life lesson was that so many people in our world have so many similarities with us, and even though it seems like, you know, these people are from different cultures or live in a different country, I was shocked at how similar life looked in Turkey to my own life back in the United States. And of course it was really interesting and fun to find all the differences, but I wasn't expecting school to look so similar, my host family to look so similar to the family I was used to back home, and so I think that was the biggest lesson I took away from living in Turkey. Question 15, what advice would you give to someone thinking about applying for Yes Abroad? I would tell them to just do it. It's great to reach out to alumni like myself or like some of my friends who have also completed the program, because obviously we really love Yes Abroad and don't really have any regrets for doing Yes Abroad. And so I think being able to reach out to alumni and ask questions and be able to calm some of the nerves is really helpful in the whole process. And so, yeah, I would say go for it. Put yourself outside your comfort zone. Yes Abroad is an extremely rewarding experience. And so, yeah, with that, I'd like to say happy 15th anniversary to Yes Abroad. I'm wearing my 15th anniversary shirt right now, so you can tell I'm really excited about it. And thank you for listening to my video.